Trying something new here. Hello!
That was cool.
Right?
Hello.
I think I would just mute the mic. Yeah, sure. Hey, cool. Did something. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to our year-end live stream. Actually, you know what? We'll just sit here. We'll just chat it up because we just started the stream, so I don't want to.
That's fair.
Hop into things like right now. So
that makes sense. Gives people time to get here.
Also, I gotta make sure that comments are supposed to pop up in StreamYard from YouTube. Like I shouldn't have to go into YouTube to.
Are you gonna test it?
Yeah, pretty much. I'm gonna post that we're live.
Oh hey,
Fiori's.
Oh hey,
hey, there.
What's
up?
That's cool.
It works. It works. Look, and we can do this. Ready?
Oh.
Hey, what's going on, Fiori?
Hey, thank you.
Cool.
That's pretty dope.
Fiori and Dustin setting up a new monitor. That is exciting stuff. It's a sad day for me because this will be the last time I use this microphone at least for now.
We gotta get our stuff set up.
Yeah, I'll show off the new baby later. Hopefully I'll get that all set up by hopefully I want to set it up next week, get things tested out before we get back to recording stuff. But yeah, Dustin, that's exciting, man. I have 3 monitors, and to be honest, I feel like it's overkill. But you know what? I feel like if I got rid of one or I gave one to my son, I'd be lost without it. I'm like, I need it.
Fair enough. I've never used 3. I just have 2. We both on both setups.
So originally I had 3 because I had 2 for. I had one for gaming, the one that was directly in front of me, and then I had the other one for web browser, and then I had my chat. On one, I had it horizontal or vertical, however fucking position that would be for my chat. Yeah, and now I'm and then I stopped streaming, and so I'm like, do I need 3? But it's I already have them, so I'm not gonna get rid of them. I'm not gonna get rid of one. Might as well keep it.
I mean, I guess.
So, 2023 was a wild year. It went by so fast. Mentally, I'm always going to be fucked up. That's just life. Physically, I'm not good physically. I'm just a fat man. But other than that, for the show, I thought the show had a great year. How about you guys?
Yeah, go ahead. I was waiting.
I mean, you see, I'm over here yawning because I woke up from 2 naps. If that tells you anything.
And make sure anybody here. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, Dan. Anyone who is here, if you can share that we're alive, that would be very much appreciated. I'm going to share it right now. All right, Angela, I feel you're okay in this picture. Okay, I don't have to retake it.
I was good. I thought 2023 was great. I didn't have any big issues. But I'm a pretty mellow guy. It takes a lot to really fuck with me, and mess my shit up. So I'm good.
Yawning.
I've been exercising, been doing my thing, so I've been good.
I just stop yawning. Oh, my eyes keep watering because I'm yawning.
Hanging out with y'all. Sorry, babe. Hanging with all these cool people, making these cool shows, making these cool podcasts.
Yeah, Dustin never tells anybody when he's taking pics. He's just
it's natural.
Random.
I'm over here looking like I've done drugs or something. I'm like,
yeah, Flicks. Flicks and Friends. You guys had a great year. This was technically you guys celebrated your first year earlier this year, but this was your first full year as a podcast. which is very exciting. And we were very honored to be able to be a part of some of your shows, and definitely very honored to have you on our show. Multiple times. We've become very, very good friends with you guys. Dustin, Paul, Sean, you guys are great, and you guys have helped us, move
Dustin
along.
And Paul, at least, but
I'm
just kidding. I'm just kidding. No, I'm just joking. I
jabbed them in the last episode that they just the top 5 episode I was on. I felt like I sent a jab at him, and that wasn't the purpose. That wasn't what I said it before.
Well, I did too. I said something about him. I don't know.
My comment was, I said, I'm not the type of person who doesn't like, even if I don't like a movie, I'll still watch the whole thing. And I felt immediately after I said it, I was like, well, can't take that one back. And that wasn't really what I meant. I wasn't meant to attack anybody. It was just kind of, I just said it because that's just how it was. 1 year in July, right? Yeah. We're let's see. April we'll be going into year 4, which is insane. For moving to a new place, going to a new school, had some ups and downs. I say 2023 is treating me fairly. Absolutely. That's great to hear, man. I mean, listen, life isn't a smooth ride. You gotta hit some roadblocks or bumps or whatever to get through it. But yeah, it's a wild thing. And we appreciate all your support over the year. Fiore, we, meeting you through, I think I always get it mixed up. I either met you through Movie Dumpster or Hack the Movies. It was one of the two, but I'm glad that we met you through one of them, and you've been over here supporting us ever since. So,
speaking of Movie Dumpster, it's not relevant to anything, but you just said that, it made me think of something. Whenever we end up on that show, because allegedly it will happen eventually, and I'm not blaming them, they're just busy guys, I get it. I'm going to make a statement on there that I am proud of the fact that I know Movie Dumpster, and it's not because of Tony from Hack the Movies. Because everybody seems to know them from him, or a lot of people do. And I'm like, I don't. I knew it from them coming on our show. That's it.
Movie Dumpster?
Yeah. I didn't listen to them before until you said, hey, they're coming on the show.
I mean, if we're going to talk about our history of Movie Dumpster, because you know how much I like to gush about how much I love Movie Dumpster.
Here.
Johnny Browning. He is the one who introduced me to him.
JB.
He listen. I think he's listened to them since the beginning, and I remember him always talking about it while I was streaming. Like, I'd always see him posting stuff about Movie Dumpster, and I wasn't a podcast listener when I was streaming. I really didn't listen to a lot of podcasts. I listened to a couple, and they were like high-end ones, like not high, like I meant like very popular ones, like hugely popular, famous people on them type things, which Movie Dumpster will become at some point. And Johnny, would always talk about him, and I was like, I don't really listen to podcasts very much. And then once we started the podcast, I was like, I might as well jump into this, and I listened to their Halloween 6 episode. I don't remember who their guest was, but it was I'll have to look back, and I feel bad for not remembering who the guest was, but I only listened to the episode once, because that's usually how it works for me with podcasts, because I just don't have time to repeat episodes, because I listen to so many fucking podcasts, especially since this podcast has continued to go on, and I've met more people who have their own podcasts. I start to listen to them, and then I get really invested in a lot of them, and I have a problem. I know Dustin is an OG to Movie Dumpster as well. So
there you go.
I'm kind of upset with myself that I didn't start listening to him earlier, because I felt like I would have fell in love with them even earlier than I did. But I mean, they're definitely a podcast I listen to every week, or every time they release an episode. I know it's not a weekly thing, but
Didn't realize I needed another man crush in my life, and then I met Joe.
Yeah, they're great guys. Him and Sean. I felt like I gushed a lot on Joe, but I was like, I was talking about Movie Dumpster as a whole, because Sean is he is hilarious. He's a great dude, and I'm really, it was kind of bummed to not get him on the show too, but we're gonna get him back. He's still down there fighting the anacondas, man. He's fucking.
Yeah. My goal is for people to think I'm like not a great value, Sean O'Rourke, but like an always save. like so below great value, because that's not what I model myself after. I just talk the way I talk. Like I've talked like this before I listened to his show, but I listened to his show. I was like, I kind of say similar shit to him sometimes. So
yeah. But yeah, we're here to celebrate the year 2023. We're here to celebrate another fantastic year for us here at Dissect That Film. And we're just here to celebrate all of you who support us and continue to listen to our show and, you know, share our show and everything that goes along with doing a podcast. You know, we are a tiny organism in this very large ocean. And the fact that people listen to us every week, it will blow my mind every time. You know, we might not get you know, hundreds upon hundreds or thousands upon thousands of listeners or downloads or whatever, but we are thankful for everyone who listens to our show and supports our show. Even if you don't listen, you just share, you know, you see a post on Twitter and you share it or Instagram or whatever. We appreciate it. Seriously, it really means a lot to us.
that's what I try to do. I'm not a big podcast listener. I only listen to like one or two other movie podcasts or like relevant episodes. Like I need to listen to the one you were on with Dustin and them.
You still haven't listened to it?
No, I keep forgetting to. And then now I'm not at work. I don't listen to podcasts when I'm not at work. So
yeah, you had the week off.
Anyway, it's like fucking get victimized. So I understand. I'm a tweeter, like share. Like I try to get like all the big people I know, or if something looks interesting, I'll retweet it.
So alongside of watching a lot of foreign movies and shows, as I mentioned before, Super Sentai and Kamen Rider, and now Godzilla -1. What else more could I ask for?
Kamen Rider. So, Fiore, if you haven't started, you need to watch some Ultraman too. Vic and I were watching. Victor's been gotten back into watching Super Sentai a lot. We watched the first episode of Gosei Sentai Dairanger, which was awesome. Which would have been for you, Parker. Did you watch Power Rangers growing up?
Oh, hell yeah, I did.
So you started with the first season, right?
Absolutely.
So you remember in the second season when they got the Thunder Sword, like the big red dragon and stuff? This was the robots from Dairanger. They used the robots, but not the suits, even though the suits are fucking badass in Dairanger. And so are the Morphers. But I'm not a big Power Rangers guy, but Victor is, and that's kind of infectious sometimes. But
you want to be Power Ranger like everybody else.
You want to be the pink Power Ranger?
I always wanted to be Yellow Power Ranger. She was awesome.
Yeah, Yellow is the best. Didn't she die? I think she died.
She did.
Yeah,
the actress.
Yeah,
because did you see the Netflix Power Rangers movie they did this past year?
No,
it was probably about an hour. I think it was only like an hour long, but it had most of the original cast from the original Power Rangers, and I think Dino Force. Was that the second one?
That was the second dinosaur themed one. The second, what do you mean, like second Power Rangers?
I don't know. To be honest, I didn't watch Power Rangers much after I think the second iteration of Power Rangers. Okay. So after
the main cast left.
Yeah, and there was like one other whatever the next one was. I watched that for a little bit, and then I fell off of that.
Yeah, they had the first 3 seasons, which were the Dinozords, the Thunder Zords, and the Ninja Zords, which team members kind of came and went. And then In Space was the first thing that wasn't just Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
Right. Dustin says, man, I told you my staff knows your show because they're waiting for Dan to not wear pants. Hey, I want to thank everybody who works with Dustin.
Yes.
Thank you for listening. Thank you for listening. Because I love that they're so invested in the fact that like maybe one day Dan won't wear pants on the show. So thank you all for listening. And Dustin, thank you for introducing them to our crazy show. Back to Fiore's comment. He said, rank your top 10 movies of this year that was either your favorite or enjoyed. So Fiore, for me, I'm not going to do top 10. It's going to take way too long if we do top 10. They can do their top 5 because if you want to know my top 5 of this year, you can listen to the Flicks and Friends episode that just came out about the top 5 movies of the year. I guest on there, and so I gave my top 5. So if Dan and Angela want to give their top 5 movies of this year, go for it.
Go for it.
Okay, cool. I got a couple. I don't know. Like, you're throwing this on me. I don't think about movies like that. Like, I know this is weird being on a movie review podcast or a movie podcast, not a review podcast.
But that's the thing is we don't talk a lot about new release movies. Like we between 2022 and 2023, we really dipped really low into like covering a lot of newer releases.
I know 3 right now.
I have 2.
But
What
yeah,
do you
go
go
for it. Go for it.
Godzilla -1 and Five Nights at Freddy's.
Ooh, okay. So I don't know how many movies I watched, but I can give you 4 based on what she said. I knew one of them, but Godzilla -1's gonna be my favorite of the year, obviously. Then the other 3 doesn't really matter the order, but Shin Kamen Rider, Shin Ultraman, and then Five Nights at Freddy's. I don't think I watched a lot of new movies this year. To be honest.
Didn't go watch Kamen Rider with you guys.
No, because only me, Victor, and I went because it wasn't anything you guys really knew about.
Well, because we couldn't find anybody to watch the kids, so I told you guys to go and I'd stay home.
That's right. That's right.
It's fine.
I don't have more
Ultraman.
Sorry.
Ultraman, I got to get into that as well. Yeah, I always say that I'm going to get into things and then I just fall off of it. So
Fiore, if I could pick one for you to watch now, a newer one, doesn't matter what, you could pick any of them. One I would highly recommend is Ultraman Z, which was just 3 or 4 years old now. A great show. It's one of the best Ultraman shows in like forever. I haven't seen them all. I've seen a chunk of them, but
when we watch your movie, I just got you.
Which one?
The
Superior 8 Ultra
Yeah.
Brothers.
We need to watch that down here.
We can watch upstairs with the kids.
I know, but we need to.
It's
like,
the best
show,
Ultraman movie. It's
I
fucking
know.
wonderful.
We need to show. I didn't mean just upstairs,
No.
down here only, but we need to watch it and show everybody.
It's
Be
so
like,
good.
this is what you're
It's
missing.
really good.
Please watch it. It's
Like,
great.
It's proper. It's. I don't know. Go ahead. I'll talk about it another time. It's not now. Not for now.
So that Power Rangers movie had the Mighty Morphin cast minus Amy Jo Johnson, which I was very disappointed about. And yeah, Austin St. John. That was the
Red Ranger.
Okay, yeah, and then of course the guy who played the Green and White Ranger, he died, so
Yeah,
he wasn't a part of it either. So
Jason
remember his
David
name.
Frank.
That's it.
Because I think of hot dogs.
right, yeah.
Frank.
I just
John,
had a
is it
crush on him.
John David Frank?
Jason David Frank.
Jason, right. So go listen to Flicks and Friends episode on the top 5s of the year. Like I said, that's where my list was. There's also Dustin's list, Paul's list, and Mickey's list. Mickey's list. Yeah, I was trying to remember. I was like, I know his name. Why am I blanking right now?
I was gonna say to a lesser extent, Sean's list.
Yeah, and I think Sean might have. Yeah, his list was in. He wasn't part of the episode, but I think his list was shared.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah. I'm ready for 24's drops. Me too. We're gonna be we don't know what we're gonna be covering at the start of this year, but we will be talking about it, and you guys will know about it as soon as we figure it all out. Because we're doing something a little different than what we've usually done in the past. We're actually gonna sit down and plan out the majority of the year, which we don't do that. We've never done that. It's usually a lot of movies that we cover are kind of just like off the cuff, or it's just like, oh, what do we want to talk about this week? Or we were doing franchises, which means we had a set number of weeks dedicated to a whole franchise, which I do want to talk a little bit about that today, about whether or not, especially to, people in here, and of course, Dan and Angela, whether or not we want to continue doing full franchises. Do we want to do them the way we used to do, or do we want to just do a full, like an episode where we don't go through the plots of the movies, but we kind of talk about the movies in a franchise and kind of change it up? It's kind of, something different. But yeah, to be honest, though, going through the franchise has been really fun.
Yeah.
But I think the thing is it starts off really strong, and then as you get deeper into these really deep franchises, it starts to get exhausting.
Yeah.
Where The Conjuring was one of I loved going through The Conjuring, especially going through a lot of the later movies, because we had never seen any of them, and Dan and Angela had never seen any of them, so it was really fun to go through and get different reactions and stuff like that. But once you get to like the 8th to 9th movie, you're like, oh my god, I'm so sick of fucking ghosts. I'm so sick of seeing ghosts. I want to see something bright, okay? I need some comedy here. The Silver Fox Mickey, yes. I just forgot his name for a second because my brain is broken.
No idea who you're fucking talking about.
you should listen to Flicks and Friends. Then you'll figure it out.
I've listened to some episodes.
My wife is building up that Mary Kate and Ashley franchise set for you guys. You know what? I think it's one of those things where if we do that franchise, I think that's when we have to do like a franchise retrospective where we cover it all in one episode. We can't go through the plots, or we do it as a Patreon exclusive show, and you guys will have. I mean, of course, you got to pay to listen to us talk about a franchise that clearly none of us really want to talk about.
I'm upset that this is even up for consideration. It's just like May was brought into this. It's like, what the fuck, May? What? That's a month, yes, but it's nothing to do with these fucking movies.
Oh,
hey,
Gerald! I know all these people. I love them all. Gerald, we love you, man. Thanks so much for being here.
So
make sure to go check out 2 Peas on a Pod at youtube.com/2peasonapod. Breaking down some new release movies, going through them, doing some trailer reactions. Great YouTube channel, and great guys running that channel over there. Fantastic. Gerald, we appreciate you being here, man. Appreciate you.
We do.
And all the support. Also, make sure to check out our episode with Gerald on Everything Everywhere All at Once. We did it way early in the year. It's crazy. So
we did.
Check that out.
Hey.
Godzilla -1. Am I right though?
Yes.
Fuck yes.
I mean,
dude.
you're not wrong. I mean, I loved it.
It slays so much pussy, dude. It's fucking awesome. your reaction, you're like up here, and I say that, you're like, bunk.
Yeah.
Way to fucking ruin it.
So I tasked my co-hosts to do something, and I didn't even do it myself because I had a busy afternoon. Okay.
Oh,
I even took 2 naps and I got it done.
I know. Okay. I'm sorry.
She did it while she was sleeping. It was fucking weird.
No,
dude.
I actually did it last night.
And
I
then
didn't
she
give
just started
myself.
scribbling
I didn't give myself enough time. Okay. I sent the message out saying, "Hey, let's do this," and it was like, what? I can't remember what time I sent it, but I felt like I didn't give myself enough time, and then I had other shit going on in the day, and then the last thing I had going on before I got home today took longer than I wanted it to. So then I went, you know what? I'm just not going to do it. I will just look through our episodes and I will pick ones that I loved. Because the problem is I hate these lists. I don't know why I even did this. Why did I task us in doing it? Because it's just, you feel bad because you're like, you want to pick everybody's episodes. Like we had so many amazing guests on this year. And it sucks because I don't want people to feel bad if I don't pick their episode. It's like, no, I loved them all. But these are the ones that just like either made me laugh the most or just the movie we were talking about was like that perfect thing, you know. And yeah, it's a lot of just a lot going on. Mulan, I mean,
it was all right.
I had a lot of fun with those. I had a lot of fun with those Disney remakes, animated versus remakes. Just no one listened to them. No one listened to them. They were probably one of our lowest downloaded episodes of the year. They still get downloads here and there. Also, I got to shout out. I gotta say something. Podbean. That's the service we use for our podcast. That's where I get all our analytics. Can you please put a play option? Can you show us how many plays we get on our podcast? Because to be honest, downloads are cool. I want people to download our show, but like I want to know how many people are actually listening to our show. Like I want to know plays. Okay,
kick them out.
And kick who out?
Podbean. Fuck them.
I know. That's another thing I got to that we're going to be talking about is, you know, we just hit 24,000 downloads on the show. It's a lot of downloads. That's 3 years worth of work. I've been thinking about what do we maybe look somewhere else for our RSS feed, which is the feed that feeds, you know, that's what distributes our podcast, you know, and that's what Podbean does pretty much. The only problem is if we switch, it erases all of our analytics. Like we have to start from scratch.
Well, so we just take 24K and then plus whatever we get for.
That's I mean, that's the thing is there's ways I could go about it, but I don't know. It's scary, man. It's scary. It's 3 years. It's 3 years of work. If it was like 6 months, like if it was like our first year which I wish I just did it back then, when we weren't even close to doing what we're doing now, I would have done it in a fucking heartbeat. Like I would have changed immediately because it wouldn't have been that much of a loss. But like now I'm just like, I mean, to be honest, we don't have sponsors. We don't have anything that really is making it where it's like, yeah, we got to save this just for that. But I don't know, man. It's just like, it's my anxiety in me. It's like, you can't do it, man. You can't do it.
I get it. Like, I totally understand.
Live action Mulan had decent choreography, I will say, but terrible stories, characters. I mean, to be honest, go listen to our episode. If you haven't listened to the episode, go back, listen to our Mulan episode. I had things to say about it that were different than what most everybody else on the show said. So, especially when it came to the live action one, I feel like I'm nicer to movies than most. So, dissect that film -1. Who's getting minused?
What if he's talking about if we start over? He's talking about if we have to start over. Well, what about these guys? We have other podcasts on here. Like maybe we should at some point ask them what analytic services they use. Like, do these other ones actually show plays?
So the one that I was thinking about is Spotify for podcasters, which used to be Anchor. It's free, that's a plus. Mm-hmm. And they show plays. And they show actually a lot of different analytics that Podbean doesn't, and I pay for Podbean, which is a weird thing. So yeah, it's weird, man. I'm nervous. It's like it's just nerves settling. What do you all think, huh? Everybody here who's got a podcast, I know Gerald, who do you use? I know Dustin used Buzzsprout, right? Isn't that a fucking Pokemon, Buzzsprout?
It sounds like it. Probably metal and grass type. Buzzsprout, probably.
So yeah, it's scary, but you know what? We got some time. There's different things. It's one of those things where maybe down the road they'll update things and have different things in their analytics, and I don't know. They've never done us wrong, so it's one of those things where I'm just like, maybe we just stay and I just suck it up and pay for it.
Right.
Bring Joey C back on for more reviews. That is the plan. 2024, we're going to definitely be bringing Joey C back on the show to talk about more movies.
He's going to be wearing that dress.
Yes. It was all of your chi. My only fear about the free settings is that it doesn't archive your episodes. There's a time frame of them living there. Interesting. Does that apply to see, that's the thing though, is I definitely will be doing research if I do plan on doing that. But yeah, I mean, it's nothing I'm rushing into right now. It's not something I'm like stressing out about right now. Yeah, Buzzsprout. Okay. Yeah. Same here, Parker. I'm soft for movies that try to be something different, have a decent story and characters, good concepts that are executed decently. Yeah, I mean, I was somebody who actually enjoyed watching Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. So, and a lot of people have it on their top 5 worst of the year. So it's not even close on mine. So I've seen some pretty bad movies this year. So, and that wasn't one of them. I mean, that one wasn't good, but I enjoyed it. You should check out our episode with Brad from this old man Brad. Now he's not from the Cinema Guys anymore. He is old man Brad.
Is he?
He is.
What happened?
We don't.
I know. None of my business. I'm just.
Yay, Charles!
Oi!
Hello, welcome in. We can look into it together. Absolutely.
Can we be naked together?
Oh yeah, you guys can talk about Ninja Turtles next year. That is a point. But we already have somebody lined up to talk about Ninja Turtles with us. But that person also runs a very successful podcast that we need to make sure we can work things out.
Listen, he's just high all the fucking time. That's his problem. All right, he's lay off the jazz cabbage. I'm just kidding. Yes,
only running like one of the most successful retro video game podcasts on the planet right now. So
yeah, I know, right?
Only in Canada.
Only in Canada. What else they got up there? Syrup rustling.
Syrup.
Canadian rules football. Fuck cares about that.
Did you say rustling?
Yeah, like cattle rustlers. They steal syrup. They got the little spigot.
I'll defend Winnie the Pooh. Absolutely. Fucking that movie. I need to buy the Blu-ray for that because I need to watch some special features for that. Turtles? Only Dan's.
Yes, dude. Listen, I want to have a podcast of just people named Dan and call it Only Dan's, and we can talk about it. We can talk about Dan-related stuff. But I was gonna say,
you have Dan-related stuff.
I was on what now?
I said you have Dan-related stuff.
Apparently, there was a Brad thing at one point. So anyway, who was the guy on Flick? Dustin, you have to remind me on Flicks and It was the kid. It was Paul's kid. He likes turtles a lot. Milo, that's it. I wanted to say. Never mind. Go ahead.
Wrong.
I was thinking of some other crop. I was going to say oats for some reason. I was like, that's not right.
Yes, TMNT from 1990 is definitely going to be. I mean, if we do the Ninja Turtles movies, we're going to do them all. I'm going to do every single one in the franchise. So
sweet.
Hey, Johnny!
Oh,
he could feel us talking about him, so he was like, "I'm gonna be here. I'm gonna be there."
It's like
ears burning.
It's like the Hanna-Barbera Godzilla. We got our little button on our waist belt, like, oh, we need Johnny, and then it's actually Johnny, but all the voice sounds he makes are Frank Welker.
Yes. You know what's great is that Peter Cullen won a lifetime achievement Emmy.
Mm-hmm, he did.
And Frank Welker was the presenter, which was.
Does he have one?
I don't know. He should.
They both should have got. They should each gave him one to each other.
I almost wore my Anaconda shirt on the show today, but I decided since it's the end of the year,
dude,
we're all repping different Dissect That Film shirts, and I felt to be honest, I don't wear my Dissect That Film shirts often, which is weird or maybe not weird. I don't know, but I was like, you know what? I'm going to represent today since it's the last time we're going to be all together here in 2023, hanging out with you guys. And it'll be the last time we do anything until we come back in 2024, which is not going to be next week. It's a bummer to tell you all. There's no new episode next week. We're taking a break. This is going to be our first break in almost 3 years. We're going to be decompressing and planning and making sure you guys get some. I mean, that could be included as well. Just not on stream or recorded. It's just going to be privacy of our own home. Yes.
Or
me and Dan are just going to hold. Dan, no, we have to hold hands. Turn away.
Yeah, it's fine, dude. We can do the Dutch rudder.
Oh, cricket! You got to enjoy what a crumpet is to enjoy cricket. Wait, did somebody mention cricket? What?
No, yes. Who said something about cricket?
I don't know.
Who the fuck said something about cricket?
I don't know, but that was a random comment that I just read. Sorry I'm late. Hope you're all doing grand. We are doing fantastic. We're all here. We get to hang out with everybody here in the chat. You're all amazing. Thank you.
Hold on. I'm confused. Hold on. We'll get to his comment home in a moment, but what we were just talking about holding hands and not making eye contact and, moral assistance, and fucking Johnny's like, I need to wash mine. And I'm like,
so Dustin is calling us out. He's pretty much saying it's a quote from the 90s TMNT. And as I have stated many times on the show, I am fucking terrible with quotes. I could see a movie 1,000 times and you could say a quote to me and I'd probably be like, after I hear it, I'll be like, oh yeah, but I'm not good at quoting movies. I'm just not.
Except for one quote.
I know what it is. In the card game of life.
No.
Listen, in the card game of life. Yes. I was going to say, in the card game of life, women are the rake, man. They're the fucking rake.
No.
What are you talking about? What saying?
Yeah, what are you talking about?
There ought to be one.
No.
It's Matt Damon and Edward Norton.
You ruined it. No, I was going to say.
From Rounders?
It is from Rounders.
No.
Okay.
I'm done with you.
Go ahead. No, please. I had to do it. I'm never going to say that quote anymore.
I was going to say the one that I can't forget ever. It's a red by fruiting.
Oh, yeah. It's drive-by.
I mean, when it comes to quotes from Jaws and Jurassic Park, those are easy ones for me. But for instance, I haven't seen the 1990 Ninja Turtle movie in quite some time. Yeah. So things just kind of fade away in my brain. I don't have that trap is not there for my information anymore. It has started loosening up. It gets rusted out. There's some holes in it. Shit starts seeping out. And by the time I'm done, I'm just sitting there leaning on things like, somebody restart me, please.
Wiggle the cord.
No, your brain has to make room for new information, so it has to kick out certain things, and you just see it flying away.
All right. Well, Charles says, I know Doom Generation did Dick Tracy. Fantastic episode, as is every episode Doom Generation does. But that is one you should do next year. To be honest, I've seen that movie one time in my life, and I was a child, and it was freaky as fuck because everyone looked so weird. I didn't know anything about Dick Tracy before the movie, or when I saw the movie, I never knew about the I think it was a comic. I think it was a comic, right?
Yeah, it was.
So yeah, I've seen it once in my life. So
never. I knew it existed. I remember seeing the case in the movie theater or at the rental store. But
yeah, we're like I said, we're gonna be planning on what we're planning on doing. And to be honest, I kind of want to probably gonna be getting Patreon involved. People who are patrons over at patreon.com/dissect-that-film, and let them recommend do some like Patreon picks. I would love to get, I really want to get Patreon the patrons a lot more involved in the things we do on the show. So easy way to get your movie picked, go over to patreon.com/dissect-that-film, and we have a $1 tier, which I'm going to be tweaking things that we're going to be doing on the Patreon in 2024, but there's going to be, I would love to do Patreon picks. I would love to let the patrons pick movies that we cover, or do an entire month where it's like patrons get to pick the movies we do, or each month we do a different patrons pick where it's an extra episode for everybody. Instead of us doing our normal whatever theme we're doing or whatever franchise, you get an extra episode, which will be a lot more work for us, but you know what? It's all worth it. I can tell you that wild ass movie.
Excuse me?
I don't know.
Excuse
I don't
me.
know what that means. Yeah, we hope it works out.
I do love a good dick, by the way, Dustin, just so you know.
So yeah, what do we want to do first? We want to do top 5 episodes of the year. So we'll do do you guys want to start off with doing your guys' top 5 favorite episodes of the year, or do you want me to talk about our top 10 episodes of the year, like top 10 most downloaded episodes of the year?
Are you asking us or the viewers?
You know what? I'm going to ask the viewers. Viewers, what would you like to see first? Would you like to hear us talk about our top 10 most downloaded episodes of the year? Or would you like to hear Dan and Angela's top 5 favorite episodes of the year? You
got to do your things too. You got to do your VHS too, don't you?
Oh, they're down there, baby. This ain't going to be an hour-long stream. This might be pushing it, baby. This is going to be one of the longest live streams we've done this year.
Ooh.
We got lots to do. Lots to do. All right. Well, they want to hear you guys talk about your top 5 favorite episodes of 2023. Dissect That Film episodes, of course. And Dan, you did ask if what did you ask me? Was it you or Angela who asked if it didn't have to just be core episodes?
Oh, I asked if we could do fresh cuts, but I had.
But then you already had your list, so I was like, so I didn't even answer. I was like, no, she got her list. I don't want to.
I was like, never mind. Because I had one, and then I was like, nope.
Yeah, the top 10 most downloaded episodes, that'll be a quick one. I'm not going to be going like too much into it. I just want to share what episodes were getting clicked or getting downloaded the most. Dan and Angela are going to share their top 5 favorite episodes of 2023. So Angela, start it off.
Well, I can't now because my fucking phone's gone. She slapped it out of my hand.
Oh,
rude
no.
ass people here. I can't deal with it. God, go ahead, do your thing. Just go.
Okay, this is in no or particular order. This is just. Gosh, it's so difficult though because there was like 2. He was naming some off today, and I was like, damn it.
Rip that Band-Aid off.
I know. I did change one. So I have Everything Everywhere All at Once, Hell House LLC, Trick or Treat, Pirates of the Caribbean at World's End, and Deep Rising.
Wow. Pirates of the Caribbean at World's End. Now you said they weren't in order, right?
They weren't in order. Okay. I just had fun talking about.
Okay.
That.
All right. You know what? That's That's an interesting pick. I didn't think any of the Pirates of the Caribbean episodes would have been picked, but
I just had fun. I had fun on that. I do remember having fun. Like,
Yes.
yeah. So
Yeah.
for anyone who hasn't listened, our Everything Everywhere All at Once episode was with Gerald from Two Peas on a Pod. What was your other picks?
Hell
Deep
House.
Rising.
Oh yeah, Deep Rising, Hell House LLC, Trick or Treat, and Pirates.
And Hell House was with our friends Boomer and Gabby from Podcast in the Woods, and Deep Rising, a movie Dan had talked about for ages to get covered, and we finally covered it in 2023. What episode was that?
I don't remember.
Was that before we covered The Conjuring?
I think so, yes.
Pretty sure it was. I had to scroll a while to get to.
It was earlier. It was probably about midway through the year, I want to say.
When did we cover that? Why am I not finding it?
Oh, whip it out.
But then I have my two.
Did you to what?
Oh, it was episode 115.
There you go.
That just barely didn't make the top 5. And I was sad.
All right, Dan.
All right. This is my top 5 in no particular order. As you'll notice a trend here. Hell House LLC with Boomer and Gabby. Because one of my favorite ones from last year is when we did fucking Predator. It was great, mind you. Bloody New Year with Joel Escola.
Which is our brand new episode that just dropped today.
Absolutely, from the movie dumpster.
Yes.
Rip Sean.
Yeah,
Rip
he's,
Sean.
like you said,
Anacondas.
he's fighting the anacondas with good old Paul Schron.
Polar Express with Joey C.
Oh!
I just love that I blew his mind during that episode. It was fucking wonderful.
You blew his mind
And the
like
Grimace?
3 times.
It was so good.
Insane.
And with
I
the
was
Grimace.
worried about him with the one time. I was like, his head's just gonna explode.
Godzilla with it's Justin and Loy Sauce from Epic Film Guys.
Yes.
And to round out the list was Year Without a Santa Claus. And
wow,
I do,
some pretty later ones, like none of the earlier ones we did.
they are, and I'm gonna point this out.
Dear, you got a little something.
Oh no,
right on your nose.
absolutely. I got a big nose. It picks up things a lot, really easy. I got some honorable mentions. My honorable mentions are gonna be everybody else that we had fucking episodes with other people on. Because I really like having guests on. I think it's fun. I think we've always had a great time whenever we had guests on, and I just really enjoy those episodes. Though I do enjoy the normal stuff we do with just us. It's nice. Sometimes you have guests, but it's also nice to just get back to like the core of like you can just do your thing and run with it. And my other honorable mention is to Dustin for getting us to watch The Conjuring, because I actually enjoyed quite a few of those movies. So
yeah.
And so just the whole Conjuring franchise, I enjoyed it.
My honorable mentions are Mrs. Doubtfire and Titanic.
Yeah, I mean that's why my list is so long, or it was so hard to try to figure out because we had so many amazing people on the show this year, and we had people come back who were on the show last year.
Mm-hmm.
So you know what? I'm not gonna say my list because I just don't want to.
Such a cop out.
That's a
See?
cop out. You know what? It's
We
my
did.
show. I'll do
We
whatever
did
fuck
the
I want.
assignment.
I know.
That's true.
The teacher didn't finish. But yeah, we had some amazing guests on in 2023. We, of course, at the beginning of this year, we did. We covered the Last of Us. Myself and I brought in guests every single episode, except for I believe the first episode. But we had Allie from Quad Pro Quo come on for episode 2. What are you laughing at?
Johnny.
Copping out like a pro. Yeah. No, but I mean, fuck it. I'll come up with a list. As I'm talking about episodes, it'll pop in my head and I'll pick them. All right? Does that count?
You're good, dude. I just love
All
it, Johnny.
right,
Just
all
threw your ass under the bus, dude. It was great.
That's fine.
He was
Charles
both.
listened to an episode twice.
Heck
Fuck
yeah.
yeah.
Thanks so
Yeah.
much.
It was a lot of
That
fun.
was a
intro
great
Joey C
fucking
did
episode.
was fucking awesome.
And I definitely want to try to get other guests to do intros for their shows that are on. I completely forgot to ask Joe about maybe doing one, but I figured he's a busy dude, and I forgot. So
if the episode was later, we should have had Sean do the intro.
I know that was another thought in my head. I was like,
Oh,
since
dude.
Sean's not on the episode, have him do the intro, have him pretend like he's fighting the fucking anacondas.
Yes, there you go.
But yeah, for the we covered all of The Last of Us, which for me, I love that show. The show was great, and to be able to bring on a guest for every single episode to talk about the show was fantastic. We had Allie from the Quad. I can't fucking. It's like a tongue twister saying this fucking podcast name. Quad Pro Quo Podcast. Fantastic podcast. She was on twice. She was on for episode 2 and for the season finale with her husband Matt, who is also a host on the podcast. For episode 3, we had Wyatt from Cinema Trip Reviews, who also was on the season finale coverage. We had Joey from the So Wizard podcast on to talk about episode 4, which definitely going to try to get Joey on for an episode in 2024. Again, we had Brad from Old Man Brad on to talk about Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, which a lot of people probably listen to that episode and go, they liked it? Yes, we did. But yeah, talking about Justin from Epic Film Guys, we had him on twice in 2023. We had him on for Spawn, and we had him on for Godzilla 98. You guys good over there?
We're good over here.
I spilled my drink.
Uh-oh.
You're good. My son needed something real quick.
Oh yeah, and Brad came on to cover an episode of The Last of Us with me, so that was a lot of fun. But yeah, Justin from Epic Film Guys being on twice was a great time talking about 2 movies that people viewed as very bad at the time of their release, with Spawn and Godzilla 98. So great time. But yeah, 2023 was filled with franchise coverage. We covered the Alien franchise, going through every single movie between the Alien, the core Alien franchise, and the Alien vs. Predator, even the Prometheus and Alien Covenant. We had some podcasters that I look up to a lot, especially ones that I listen to a lot. Having Tony from Hack the Movies on an episode to talk about a movie that probably 12 people in total have seen, and that is I'll Always Know What You Did Last Summer. Great episode. Bad movie.
That happened this year.
I know, we had so many guests on this year. It's like hard to figure out like when things happened. But yeah, we had Tony from Hack the Movies on, which was an episode that just like blew my mind that we were able to get him on. I did some interviews with some amazing people over the year. We interviewed Alea St. Maria and Angel Murphy, who are writers and producers. Leah wrote the movie. Oh God, why am I blanking right now? It was on. Oh Jesus Christ, I'm blanking right now. That's how long it's been. Either. Spoonful of Sugar. It was on Shudder.
I knew it had something to do with sugar.
Yes. I just had to sing the damn song for Mary Poppins. Yeah, she wrote a Spoonful of Sugar, which is on Shudder right now. It's a fantastic movie. And she is one of the hosts of Pitch podcast along with Angel. It was a great time chatting with them, talking about Spoonful of Sugar, talking about Pitch, just talking about movies in general and our love of movies. I interviewed, and people are going to be like, wow, you don't remember who you interviewed? No, I do. It's just my brain is...
It's been a year.
In like fucking... I interviewed Sid from Sid Cinematics, who did a amazing like retro like old like 1920s style short over on YouTube called Headstone of Solitude. Got to sit down with him, found out how young he was, and I was like, wow, I feel like a bum. But yeah, we talked about another Resident Evil movie after 2 years.
Unfortunately.
Me and Leanne, aka Piggy, long time ago, before Dissect That Film even existed, we covered the Resident Evil franchise, the Mila Jovovich ones. And it's hysterical. You should listen to them. I hate them. I absolutely hate that franchise. But we brought her back because there was another Resident Evil that came out. So we brought her back to talk about Welcome to Raccoon City. And another great episode. Especially having somebody back who is kind of a staple to this podcast in the early goings before Dissect That Film kind of blossomed into what it is now. So that was a lot of fun. Let's look at sorry, I'm like neglecting the chat here. Let's look here. Oh no, Angela's foaming on everything.
Yeah.
Top 5 video games of the year. I'm not going to come up with that list because I haven't played a single video game. Well, actually, that's a lie. I have played Super Mario Brothers Wonder because I got that for Christmas. So I've been playing some of that. Haven't finished it, but me and my son have been playing it, and I had a lot of fun. So there's my list. My favorite game of 2023 is Super Mario Wonder.
Well, I'm glad you've been playing a game. That's
good.
Me
too. It's been fun.
Cool.
Did I play anything new? Oh, I tried Starfield. It was okay. But I don't.
You okay?
I don't think I tried any. I'm trying to rack my brain.
Oh, I thought you were looking around.
I've just been playing a bunch of old stuff. I'm
trying to think of the new stuff I played too, like outside of what I've been playing. Excuse me. I'd have to almost look at my PlayStation or my. Let me get back to that. Let me look into that. I can tell you the one I play. I will tell you right now. The one game, it did come out this year, and I waited to play it because I went through a lull of just not playing games very much. The wife and kids, the wife and kids got it for me for Christmas this year. I got Resident Evil 4 Remake, and it's fucking amazing. Just top to bottom, better than the original in every way. And I like the original Resident Evil 4. I think it's overrated to some extent because people are like Resident Evil 4, blah blah blah. But I always kind of see Resident Evil 4 as kind of the decline of the series for several games. So it's kind of like a bittersweet thing for me. Even though it's got some great one-liners. But I've been playing through. I'm just about done with my first playthrough of the game, and it is truly a game that has improved in every way over the original.
I'm just sad that you didn't kill what's his face?
The rocket launcher, Ramon Salazar, that cocksucker. He's fucking hard in this game, dude. I murked that fucker the first time I played it on GameCube. I was like, all right, rocket launcher. Took him out.
I wish we could have recorded that. That was great.
Like, here we go. It's a one shot on every boss. So anyway, yes, that is my that's near the top of the list for sure. I will look and I will get you a better answer.
Well, it's because you said I wish I could kill him with a rocket launcher, and you did.
I didn't realize it was a one-hit kill. It just is for everything.
Charles says Spider-Man 2. I'm guessing you're talking about Spider-Man 2 because that's the one that came out this year. I haven't played any of it. I really want to play it, but like I said, I just have not been into playing video games right now. Like I said, I played Super Mario Wonder. It was funny. My kids got a Switch with a bunch of games for Christmas from their grandparents, so that's at their house. And we already had a Switch, and they got Super Mario Wonder for our Switch at home. So now they have it at both places. It's a lot of fun. It's back to that classic Mario feel, side scroller, new abilities, really fun. Brings me back when I was a kid. So, but I do want to play Spider-Man 2 because I 100%ed Spider-Man, the original one, for PS4. So yeah, that's on my list. I still have Ragnarok I got to get through. I got a War. I'm waiting for Killer Clowns, the game, to come out because I want to play the shit out of that game.
Yeah.
I don't know when that's coming out. Hopefully 2024 at some point. That's kind of my gaming for 2023. So the new Super Mario game is my only game I've played. So it's unfortunate, but that's just how it is. I enjoy the RE movies. I know we've talked about this, Johnny, and I don't mean to offend anytime I say I hate those movies because there are a lot of people who actually really like those Mila Jovovich Resident Evil movies. I think what I want to do at some point is maybe do a watch-alongs, maybe on Patreon or something, or maybe do commentary tracks on some of them. Not all of them. I can't go through that entire franchise again, but I'd like to pick maybe the ones that I didn't like the most and maybe try to do like go through them again and see maybe I see something different. Maybe I was a little too. I know for a fact that when I listen back to our early episodes, like that is, like I said, that was before Dissect That Film. That was before Dan and Angela were co-hosts on the show. Like that was a long time ago. And I
Let us come back.
Yeah, you were only on every other fucking episode before you guys became co-hosts. That's fine. But I know when I listen back to those really early episodes, I felt a lot more cynical at like talking about movies. Like I was very just mean. If I didn't like a movie, I was very mean about it. And sometimes I feel like that attitude's still there, but it's not as fucking vibrant. I don't know. I'll have to give some of them a chance again. I do, like I said, I the first two I enjoyed for what they were. It was after everything after that was kind of a mess. RE4, MK1. I will never. I'm just terrible at fighting games. I've always enjoyed the Mortal Kombat games. I'm just not good at fighting games. I love fighting the computer. I would gladly go through like the story mode of a Mortal Kombat game, but fuck playing other people because I am horrible. And I have not tried TCM, but I heard it's fun. I heard it's just like the Friday the 13th game. 4 is Dustin's favorite.
Did you talk about Texas Chainsaw Massacre? I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I played a little bit. Yeah, I played a little bit, not a whole lot, not enough to like put it on the list, but it was fine. It was okay. I just played with my cousin a couple times. We ganked some survivors, so I always was Leatherface for some reason. Don't know why, but sure.
Johnny says I have all the remakes up to 2, and I have not played them yet. So yes, I know, Dan. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, you have all the remakes up to 2, and I have not. 2 is great. 3 is wonderful. I'll plug this again. I have a speed run for 3. It's not a good one, but I beat the whole game on the hardest difficulty without dying on like 53 minutes, 58 minutes, something like that.
Wow.
So I have a new game plus run on the hardest difficulty. It worked out well. I could never duplicate it, but it just worked out.
Wow.
It's there somewhere.
Charles says that he switched playing Spider-Man from Xbox to PS5, so starting the Spider-Man series from the beginning. Oh no, okay, you went from Xbox. I'm sorry, I forgot Spider-Man was a PS exclusive. So yeah, I played Spider-Man PS4 back when it first came out. 100% of it. Love that game, and so I've just heard that Spider-Man 2 is just more of the same but better, and it's got Venom in it, which I'm a huge fan of Venom. And yeah, one day I will get it. Maybe by the time I'm able to buy it, I think that's like the plus of not being into playing games as soon as a game comes out. It's like by the time maybe I get to play Spider-Man 2, it'll drop on like the PS Plus or whatever, or the free games for the month, and I'll be like, oh, okay, I'll finally download Spider-Man 2 and play it. Yeah. So like I bought Ragnarok. I spent $80 on that game and I've played 3 hours of it. So I'm kind of sick of buying games the day they come out, get excited for it, and then I like either don't have time to play or I just don't want to play.
Yeah, very rarely do I buy new games anymore.
Diablo 4 was good. Ghost of Tsushima, Ghost of Tsushima. Someone told me a long time ago when I was streaming. Somebody was like, "I'm going to buy that game for you, so you play it." Never got it, which is fine. That person saved money. Yeah, that's definitely a game I want to try it as well. I just haven't played video games in so long. I feel like I would suck. Like I'm going to get back into playing a game and I'm not going to know how to use my fingers anymore. I'm like, ah!
You never forget, dude. Never forget. Just get that warmed up a little bit. You'll be all right. Just rub it out a little.
Diablo 4 was so much fun.
Yeah, dude, we played it. I had 57 hours clocked in Diablo 4. Wow. Diablo 4 was really good. So
I've been waiting
Diablo
to play
4 Resident Evil.
FF16 once I get my hands on a PS5. Is that that's out?
Final Fantasy 16, yeah, it came out mid-year, something like that.
Oh, okay. All right.
No, dude, to my knowledge, they're not hard to find anymore, PS5s, and like at least in my experience, but I don't know.
So yeah, back to favorite episodes. I mean, we did a lot of them. Hell House LLC was a lot of fun. Always hanging out with Boomer and Gabby. Always a great time. Talking about our first found footage movie was a lot of fun. Blood Rage. I fucking loved talking about that movie. I loved. It's. I think that's something I would love to aim towards next year, is talking about more movies like Blood Rage, like Bloody New Year, like Silent Night, Deadly Night, because those movies were a blast to talk about because they're just so outrageous they're hilarious, but they're like so outrageous. You know, it's 80s schlock or 70s schlock or whatever. It's a blast to talk about, and I get why Movie Dumpster talks about a lot of those type of movies. They don't always talk about just horror, but talking about those like misunderstood movies of the day, and it definitely was a blast talking about those rather than talk about maybe something more mainstream.
I got a good one for next year, so
we got some time to talk about it. We had some new guests on the show. We had Antonio from the Cult Worthy podcast. He came on to talk about The Exorcist, and that was a fun episode because it felt different than our usual episodes because it was very informative. Because Antonio brought a lot of information about that movie, some new, some old. It was a great time hanging out with him and talking about 50 years of The Exorcist, which just celebrated its 50th anniversary a couple days ago. We had the fine gentleman from Give Me Back My Action and Horror Movies, Charlie, Nate, and what the fuck?
Escape.
I am a horrible person. Jesus Christ.
I was just looking at this
Pete!
too, dude. Pete,
Why couldn't I think of his name? Jesus, I'm a horrible person. Pete, I apologize. God
Can't
damn.
remember everybody, dude.
I know. But I feel bad. I'm like, we're live streaming here, and people are looking at us like you suck. Yes, Pete. I knew Charlie and Nate, and Pete's name just was like it was like Mickey's earlier. I was like, why? I just talked to him. Jesus Christ. But yeah, no, we had them on to talk about Texas Chainsaw Massacre from 2003. Fantastic episode, wild episode.
Yeah, it was a good one.
So many people on that episode. It was 6 of us talking about that wild movie from 20 years ago.
It was ludicrous.
But yeah, we did. Talking about like Year Without a Santa Claus. Love talking about those old Rankin Bass films. Trick or Treat was a lot of fun because that's one that I had been wanting to cover, and Angela picked it for our Spooktober month. We had Brad again. Brad was on the show 3 times this year, and almost on every single fucking show we do. He was on Slice of TV for The Last of Us. He was on Fresh Cuts for Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, and then he was on a core episode where he talked about the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. Yeah,
that was a good one.
Yeah, we had Dustin on for the Mulan episode, and we also had him on for The Conjuring 2, which is his favorite film from the Conjuring universe. We introduced our first ever episode of the Monster Zone on our main feed, which is something I'm probably going to share another episode in January, one that we've already had recorded for a while. But we did Food of the Gods, and people listened, people downloaded it, so hopefully people listened and enjoyed, and hopefully maybe we can get some more people over there on the Patreon to listen to some more fun stuff that we're doing.
Yeah, appreciate you, Patreon folks,
yes,
for taking the time to listen to that schlock.
Yeah, we just a lot of fun, man. Alien franchise, Pirates of the Caribbean franchise, and the Conjuring franchise were the 3 big ones that we covered in 2023. It's just wild, just how many movies we covered this year, doing one episode a week, and sometimes we were doing multiple episodes between all 3 of the shows we were doing. Between me doing interviews and doing live streams and doing Slice of TV and doing Fresh Cuts and being on other people's podcasts. 2023 was a busy year. I can't forget though, again, we were talking about Hack the Movies and how crazy it was that we were able to get Tony on the show. Another podcast that I just like blew my mind was getting the ladies from Doom Generation on to talk about Mrs. Doubtfire. One of my favorite episodes. I will say it right here. Love those ladies. They're hilarious. They bring the goods every time. They bring the goods, and to talk about Mrs. Doubtfire, which is one of my favorite comedies of all time, and have them on for that was an absolute blast. And then the very next week is when we had Joey on for the first time to talk about Ernest Scared Stupid, which is a movie I hadn't seen in years. But Joey is another one who I was introduced to him through Tony because he was on Tony's show, and I was like, that dude's cool. I'm gonna reach out to him. And Joey, and since then, me and Joey, we talk all the time, and he's been on the show twice now, and he's definitely gonna be back on for 2024. I'm super pumped about everybody we've had on. We had Ashley Lana on from Lullaby the Fear podcast, who is fantastic. Her show is just blown up and is phenomenal, and she's a phenomenal person. We got to talk about Titanic.
Good stuff.
Yes, we did.
We sure did.
Talk about the Cap's sweaty ass cheeks.
Yeah. We had Darren from Nostalgia Cast back on.
Mhm.
He talked with
3-hour
us
episode.
about the con. Yeah, we can never have Darren on without it being a 3-hour episode. But we talked about The Conjuring 3, The Devil Made Me Do It. And Darren always brings the good as well. I mean, like I said, every single guest we've had on this year has been fantastic. Definitely going to be bringing them all back on, and definitely going to be looking into getting some new, fresh faces on the show. Like I talked about earlier. Sorry, Dan. Before it escapes my brain. Before I talked about how I had Joey from the Soul Wizard podcast on the show. He joined for an episode of Slice of TV for The Last of Us. He joined. It was just me and him, and he's definitely going to be somebody I'm going to be reaching out to in 2024 because he's hilarious. And I definitely want to reach out to a lot of the other co-hosts of Hack the Movies. You got Johanna, you got Crystal. Definitely got, like I said, we got to get Sean back on the show. Sean from Movie Dumpster. And just a lot of people that I want to get on the show and talk about movies, because that's what it's all about, having a blast.
Well, I was going to give out a couple shout outs real quick because I enjoyed this. At least I know this was all new to you, but I enjoyed when we covered Gamma Rebirth.
Yeah, that was fun because that was something I was new to.
But then also when I believe it was this year, and again, this passage of time's odd at this point for me, but we went on Podcast in the Woods and talked about Dead Alive. That was a fucking great episode.
That was so fun. Yeah. If you want to talk about favorite guest appearance, watching Gabby melt talking about Dead Alive was just so good.
Oh yeah, so good.
Yeah.
Now these people are Fiore's suggesting people. What was the one girl you talked about reaching out to? Mint, peppermint, something.
Oh, mint salad? Mint
That's
salad? Yeah, I definitely got to reach out to her as well.
I don't know her. It just comes across my feed every once in a while.
Peppermint Patty. I'm like, that's not right.
Patty.
Like, that's not right.
Oh.
All right. Well, before we move on to the final part of the show, which is me digging into a big Santa Claus sack of VHSs that I got from a guy at work, we're just gonna go through the top 10 most downloaded episodes of 2023. Doesn't mean that they were the best episodes, but they were the most downloaded episodes of the year. So I just gotta set up a custom thing here.
You gotta cup it. You gotta cup it, Dustin.
I gotta cup it.
You gotta open
Parker
up
Sack.
Cup the balls. Yeah. That's those thin little birdie lips you got, man. That's what does it. Relax.
So just want to say thank you. We had in 2023, we had 15,000 downloads between all the shows that we do. They weren't just the quarter podcast. It was all the shows that we do.
Fuck yeah, King.
So yeah, thank you very much for that. But as for the top 10 most downloaded episodes of the year, at number 10 was Friday the 13th, 2009.
That was an early one. That was a good one.
Yeah. Finishing off the year.
It's a good one.
Yeah. At number 9, we had episode 101, Titanic, featuring
Hey.
At number 8, we had episode 87, Alien from 1979.
That's a good one. I'm surprised I got that many downloads. I figured that's something that a lot of people have covered that people
Yeah. At number 7, we had its sequel, episode 89, Aliens from 1986. At number 6, we had episode 106, Mrs. Doubtfire featuring Doom Generation. At number 5, we had episode 109, Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Man's Chest. Now this is where it starts to get spicy, because these are episodes I did not think were going to be our top most downloaded episodes. At number 4, we had Prometheus, episode 98.
Hell yeah, baby.
Then at number 3, which this blew my mind because about 75% of this episode's downloads came in 1 month. And it wasn't even the month it was uploaded. It was about 4 months later or 5 months later when this episode just exploded. And that is episode 114, Resident Evil, Welcome to Raccoon City.
Why?
Number 3.
Holy shit.
Damn. And number 2 is episode 99, Alien Covenant.
Did nobody watch this movie? I know I didn't.
No, because everybody downloaded the show and listened to us talk about it, and they're like, "We don't need to see that movie. We don't need to.
That's fair.
We got good enough here." And at number 1, which is insane, because I never thought that something that I recorded by myself was going to be the most downloaded piece of content that we put out this year. But the most downloaded episode of 2023 was the slice of TV on Twisted Metal.
Really?
Yeah, it is our second most downloaded episode ever.
Really? Why?
Don't know.
I'm assuming this is another thing that people didn't know. It's like, well, let's see what Parker has to say.
That's thank you. It's one of those things where I would love to know how many people actually listen to it, but I appreciate people downloading it. It's cool that hopefully you enjoyed me talking by myself, because I've always said I'm not very keen on doing solo episodes. I'm just not good at it. But hey, I guess people enjoyed it, so thank you very much. Such a good episode talking about my favorite Friday movie. Yeah, it's one of our top ones. Alien Covenant is not worth my time. It's ruined the lore, Dan. I want you to remember that.
Oh, I know. I fucking hated that movie. I agree with you. Covenant I love, but I do not Covenant. Prometheus I love. Covenant I hate.
All right. So now that we've talked about that, now we're going to go through this massive garbage bag of movies. And this is going to be fun. So before that, though, I am going to step away for a second, grab myself a drink, because I'm going to need one for the amount of chaos that this is going to be. All right. I'll be right back, everybody.
Now you're stuck with us, guys. I'm sorry. It's all downhill from here. All right, I'm going to get my pants off while he's going, okay? Well, I mean, I got to get us kicked off here some way.
No, I'm going to go grab my other drink.
Okay, so everybody's leaving. You're stuck, literally stuck with me now, guys. This is going to be, thank you. This is going to be awesome. I know how I can get us kicked off here super quick. I'll just produce a firearm and YouTube will be like, oh, God. And then they'll instantly kick us off. Only day. That's it, dude. We're here. We've made it, Dustin. I hope all of this makes it in. I got to think of some real, zingers, you know. Fuck. Ah, damn it, he's back. Son of a bitch. Look at all that ink. Look at all that ink. Actually, I just got a new tattoo as well. It's fresh
right now.
It's fresh.
Stop touching it.
It's new. It's just a tattoo.
Dan.
I just got it, dude. I've been cleaning it. It's fine. Twice a day. Lube it up. You know, get it in there.
What foreign movies do we want to talk about on the show? I would love to talk about more Godzilla movies. It's more Toho Godzilla.
Superior Rate Ultra Brothers.
Also, would love to talk about The Host.
Yeah. I got excited there for a minute and then I realized, fuck. Okay.
You don't like that movie?
I was not as high on that movie. Like, everybody's like, dude, it's so fucking good. And I watched it and I was like, I don't think this movie's that great.
I don't know. I don't know. I feel like I'd have to look at a list of foreign movies and see. I've actually watched quite a few on Screenbox, a lot of foreign horror movies, like Korean.
Can we get some Giallo?
Hell yeah.
That'd be awesome.
It's one of those things where I feel like
sorry.
A lot of those just didn't fit the criteria for what we do on the show, but you know what? We could just do it anyways. Working out, yeah, right. I haven't worked out since I was in high school.
We could do Rec.
Yeah, we could.
We talked about it, yeah.
There's a lot on Screenbox I hahaven't watched yet that has come out.
Why did you sign us up for that?
It's like Santa Stein just came out.
Can we cancel our Netflix and just get? Can we cancel our Netflix and just get?
You could cancel Netflix and get 3 Screenbox subscriptions.
Yeah, it's like $25 a month now.
What? Do you have the 4K one?
I have no idea. Whatever we pay.
Oh,
for
you
it.
definitely have the 4K one because I don't pay that.
Finish my show.
Well, I don't want to take your shows away. I mean, just...
I have to finish Outlander.
Jackie
That's
Chan
fine.
movies do not disappoint. All right, well,
yeah, like
let's start,
Armor
let's
of
start
God
this
and
off.
shit.
So I grabbed 2 random movies out of this sack, and the first one is a movie I've never heard of in my life. So if anyone here has heard of this movie, please let me know. But it's a
I know
Jeff
what it is.
Goldblum joint. It is called Hideaway.
Mm-mm. What was that one name?
Actually, you know what? I'm gonna make
Yeah,
it a
yeah.
little
Don't,
bigger.
we're not important.
Well, you don't
come here
need
for
our
Parker.
faces.
Yeah, what about
So-
Angela's show? You could
My
do.
show.
Yeah, I don't know.
Angela's show.
We're trying to get wife and Gabby to do a show together.
I'm in
Yes.
talks with Boomer.
I want
just,
that to happen.
Just chill out.
Because you're such opposites. It'd be great.
We're not opposites.
Well,
So
I
this-
mean, you're kind of like to yourself a reserved, and she's just like, which is great. I love it.
So Hideaway is for 2 hours, Hatch Harrison was dead, and when doctors revived him, they brought more than Hatch's body back to life. Jeff Goldblum, Christine Lighty, I don't know who that is, and Alicia Silverstone star in Hideaway, a terrifying thriller that journeys from the unconscious mind to the heart of all evil. When Hatch returns to the living, he discovers he is telepathically linked to a deranged killer. Horrified, Hatch witnesses the killer stalking a series of young women, including his own daughter. Through these visions, Hatch is able to follow the killer to a gruesome hideaway where the terrifying secret of their linked lives is finally revealed. Wow, they just told me the whole fucking movie in that.
No, now you don't need to watch it.
My God.
We still need to. Did I tell you I got a VHS player?
No, but I told you I got one, right? Dustin sent me one.
No, I didn't know that. Where did I get it? Was that house that was abandoned? Okay, so check this out. There was a property we're supposed to clean out, right? It's out in the woods somewhere. It's like a cabin that's more like a modular home. But anyway, anything in the woods is a fucking cabin around here, even though it's a house. But we were going there cleaning it out. It's like, is all this stuff just left behind? They're like, yeah. And they had a VHS DVD combo thing, and I just brought it home. And I haven't even tested it. I left it on our front porch for like 2 nights to let it freeze out in case there were like critters in it, but I haven't tested it.
And his critters.
It probably is, Dustin. It probably is. I've brought some unforeseen evil into our fucking home.
Well, I can't open my Bambi VHS. That will not.
Hideaway is
No.
on Tubi right now.
Oh God.
But here's the thing. Now that I have a VCR, I kind of want to hook it up to my TV and just watch it on this beautiful VHS.
Can we hook up the down here? Can we hook up
Certainly.
I think I'm gonna hook it up over here tomorrow. I'm gonna hook our VHS player up and pop in. I think I've got an old copy of Mothra versus Godzilla, like
We
an
have-
early print.
We have others that we bought upstairs
That's true.
recently.
Got Hollywood Dinosaurs.
Yeah.
Dustin knows.
VHS is good. The second one I pulled out is Masters of the Universe
Oh no,
Yeah.
Dolph.
box.
with Dolph. Yes, in a clam box because I think it was a rental. This movie was rated PG.
I'm surprised it got away with the dong they show in that movie.
It's from a Super Stop and Shop video center.
Dude, we need to pick more VHS up there. We haven't bought any in a while.
Well,
Oh,
let's
but
go
they
back to
didn't
Goodwill.
rewind it, guys.
Oh
didn't-
no!
They weren't kind.
Yeah,
they weren't
be
kind.
kind. Rewind.
I remember somebody in my family had a tape, like a rewinder, but it was like shaped like was shaped like a 57 Chevy. You put it in there,
see,
push it
no.
out, and rewind. Yeah.
Shayna watched so much TV, like before bed. They would put on a movie for her before bed. She had her own.
Rewinder.
Yes.
That's funny. Just push fucking rewind, people. That's where they got us, dude.
That-
All
We need a rewinder.
That thing was fast too.
I got two more now. I got 2 more.
Let's hear it.
Our first one, I think tell me if I'm wrong, who's ever listened to our newest episode with Joe from Movie Dumpster and Dan Angela, you might remember. Did we not talk about this movie?
We
During
did
the
talk
episode?
about that. Yes.
Wing Commander with Freddie Prinze Jr.,
Yes.
Matthew Lillard, Saffron Burrows, who was from Deep Blue Sea.
Yeah.
And
okay.
I don't know who that third guy is.
It's a
From
game.
1999.
Dude, I want to find some. Like, we need to go back to our Goodwill.
Wow.
Like, bad.
That's nuts.
VHS.
And then the second one. My Five Wives, starring Rodney Dangerfield.
Oh my god.
Yes.
Oh my god, what year is this? 2000. This was like close to this was
Dang,
close to
I would
death.
have said 90s.
I always listen. I always think of when I think of Rodney Dangerfield, I always think of Rover Dangerfield. Always.
Dude, it had Andrew Dice Clay.
Oh my god. It's like, hey guys, there's a movie about washed up comedians. Here you go.
This movie was written by Rodney Dangerfield. Rodney Dangerfield stars as a 3 times divorced real estate tycoon who thought he was through with love until he discovered that the Utah land he invested in came with multiple wives. Now his sex life is on overdrive, and a greedy banker and a brutal gangster want to turn his merry marriages into a honeymoon hell.
What the fuck is this movie? He had to direct this too. There's no fucking way he didn't.
No, he did not direct this. This was
Oh my.
directed by Sidney Fury.
That's a fake name.
Yeah.
There's no way that shit's real.
All right. Reaching into the bin. I'm going to do it without looking.
By the
So
way,
we
we
got
don't
here.
we don't know what these movies are either. Parker did not tell
No,
us what these are.
I think I showed one movie out of here
You did.
to you guys.
You just showed us the tip.
You want to know what's
You get the
crazy?
rest.
These next 2 movies are the same fucking movie. Just one is the original and one is a remake.
Oh, it ain't Land Before Time, so I'm out.
So the original Planet of the Apes.
Hey, that's an interesting box art on that.
Yeah.
That's a good movie, by the way.
He's like, yeah.
From 1967. So yeah, so if you could so if I just said it was the original and the remake, what's the next one I'm going to show you?
Well, I can't remember the quote. It's like, I know every ape from chimpanzee to chimpanzee.
We have the Tim Burton, Mark
fuck.
Wahlberg, Planet of the Apes.
I like how
But I
that's the
can't-
top grosser.
But I can't read apes.
Dude, was he really that big at the time to be like, Mark Wahlberg? Like, this is our guy.
Get your hands off me, you damn dirty apes.
Then he starts talking to the plants.
Oh my god.
Fuck.
Yeah, Rick Baker did the effects on this, which is pretty crazy. Don't get me wrong, the effects work is actually really good.
I know they had a good cast in the movie, too.
All right. Reaching into the bin for our next set. The first one I am really happy about. Wish the box was in better condition, but you know what? I'm not going to complain. They were free. Back to the Future.
Oh!
The original. From when was this 86 or 85?
I don't remember.
Well, this VHS is from 1994. But
Some
original Back
re-release.
to the Future. I gotta find a new place to fucking stack these. I don't have any room.
Yeah, we should go.
Okay, hey, I'm
tomorrow.
gonna let you know I did Google something about Podbean when I looked. This is from Podbean. When you pull up the episode stats, it shows the number of the download is the number of times download or played.
Oh, okay.
So it's
That's
both
cool.
stats. It's just so
That's
you know.
cool. Get your fucking hands off me. Get your fucking hands off me. Fucking Mark Wahlberg. If you want a good
shit.
Mark Wahlberg movie, check out The Corruptor with Chow Yun-fat. I will. To be honest, I actually enjoy watching Mark Wahlberg movies.
I do too.
It's just a joke that was part of the show that just will never go away.
Yeah.
And the second movie I pulled out, Field of Dreams. Kevin
Oh
Costner.
yes, if you build
Yep.
it there.
Darren Lundberg's favorite movie, I believe, because I think his profile picture on X is, or Twitter, sorry, I don't know why I said X, is a scene from this movie. So.
And this is the film that inspired the corn or maize based pornography that I thought of. Field of Cream.
God damn it!
Rub it and they will come.
What the fuck? No way! All right,
You haven't been to this bag either?
I only pulled out the movie I saw that I showed.
Okay.
you.
Okay, so I didn't know if you've looked through it. Though.
I mean, I own this movie. Okay, so this movie is moldy as fuck, so it's probably
Ooh.
not even functional. But
Probably
it's
tastes
a
good.
1989 Batman.
Ooh,
Just the tape, but it's fucking moldy, so it
Ugh.
probably ain't gonna play. But I have Batman 89 on VHS back there, so it's not. I'm not too butthurt about it, but that's pretty cool.
Is it a different print than the one you have? Do you know?
I don't want to unstack it to look, but probably.
Maybe for
I got
another time.
I got a bunch of these just tapes without the. But Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2003. We have an episode on this movie.
That's what you pulled out for us.
This,
That was
yes,
the one.
I did. I do remember pulling this one out. But yeah, this one. When I saw this in there, I was like, "Fuck yeah!" I love this movie.
That's
To
dope
have it
as
on
shit,
VHS,
dude.
pretty cool.
We should see if there's a retro tape store in Knoxville while we're over
There
there
is.
tomorrow. Is there?
Mhm. I followed him on TikTok.
I need to find the killer hot dog monsters.
All right.
Bloodbath at Horror Beach or Party Beach.
I'll pull it up.
Okay, this next one I've never heard of in my life. It's called She.
She.
I don't know that one.
I'm trying to look at the cast. I don't see anybody I recognize. Don't recognize the director. Our female road warrior ready to take on the world. Sultry Sandra Bergman, who was in Conan the Barbarian, stars in this raging action adventure about an all-powerful female goddess pitted against the future's most ruthless and deadliest villains. Shvi, which is the character's name, I guess, is the beautiful female warrior who rules a post-atomic Holocaust nation where men are second-class citizens. A prophecy claims she will be murdered by a male lover. Therefore, she and her mighty warriors are not allowed to become emotionally involved with men. The women must channel all their emotions into war, but she is kidnapped by a handsome merchant and forced to help him with his quest against the most evil mutants, the Norks. After days of travel, the prophecy is forgotten, and she begins to trust and care for the merchant. Together, they must cross the forest of Yellow Death, survive the mad androgynous rabble.
What? What the rabble? Look out for the androgynous rabble. Rabble.
Androgynous, thank you. I can't read.
So it's just 2023.
And cross the blood bridge that will finally lead them to the dreaded Norks. But she may have been mistaken by trusting the wrong man. Beautiful, sexy, and powerful, she brings you non-stop action.
I want to watch that movie. Based on how you read that, I want to watch it.
1986.
Dude, look, year I was born. Yeah, sounds like y'all need to cover it. Yes. So, dude, you said the Norks, and I just assume if any of you are familiar with the 80s cartoon, the Snorks, I just assume it's like a desert dwelling variant.
Wasn't the Snorks just the Smurfs but underwater?
Yes, exactly. So this is just the desert version of it.
That sounds like something we need to cover. Fuck yeah. I'm down.
I'm all for it.
No one will listen to it because no one will know what the fuck it is.
Well,
maybe that could be a out of the Tubi episode. That sounds like I just read that. I don't know why I had to repeat it. And then the other one was Jackass.
Oh, there
original
you go.
Special edition.
It's on Tubi
with stuff you never see on TV. Of course it is. Why am I not surprised by that? All right.
Pretty sure.
We got a DVD.
You already said.
Oh, it's a steelbook.
Oh, you got a
steelbook. A steelbook DVD of G.I. Joe: The Rise of Cobra.
Oh, was that the first one or the second one?
This was the first one. You know what? It's a steelbook. That's pretty fucking cool. Even though
that is neat.
I mean, this was a Steven Sommers movie, the director of Deep Rising.
Yep. Yes, it was. It's true.
I think the second one was called Retaliation.
Yeah, it was, because that's the one we watched in theaters.
All right. Next two. Oh shit! No way. All right. Well, the first one I picked out. Why do I feel like somebody covered this movie on their podcast and I can't remember? But our first one is Ice Pirates.
Ice Pirates. Oh my gosh. Wait a minute.
Dustin, did you guys cover this movie? Why do I feel like somebody covered this movie? Did you guys cover this? Who covered this fucking movie? A podcast I listened to covered this one.
Ice Pirates?
I swear to God.
Oh my God.
She was a classic on old. You did? I knew it. Check out Flicks and Friends episode on the Ice Pirates.
Dude, I know a movie we have to talk about. And I know why this girl sounds familiar.
Oh, man. Well, there you go, Dustin. I got it on VHS now.
So the main character of She was in like all those like Conan, like you said. She was in Red Sonja, like those powerful women shows, which are great. I dig that. But I was scrolling through and I found one that just caught my attention. It was called Hell Comes to Frogtown.
Yes, that has Roddy Piper.
Yes. So I just want to read the synopsis to this real quick. Just it's relevant. After a worldwide nuclear war where 68% of the male population was wiped out and virile man become a rarity, Sam Hell, this is the dude's name, Sam Hell, a scavenger and highly virile man, is assigned to rescue a group of fertile women kidnapped by humanoid frogs.
I mean,
This sounds like a
not?
winner, dude. It's so fucking good.
It's like
Anyway.
it's like that movie. Shit. Why I can't think of the fucking name of it? But it's like there's like humanoid kangaroos in there.
Yeah, just keep going with your thing.
The next one is Stay Tuned with John Ritter.
I'm not familiar with that one.
I thought
know
this
who
was a
John
Joe.
Ritter is.
I thought this was a Joe Dante movie, but I guess not. I guess I was thinking of something else.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, John Ritter, Jeffrey Jones. Yeah, we don't need to talk about him. Eugene Levy. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, I've heard of Stay Tuned. Just never seen it.
I want to see
Warriors of Virtue.
it's on Tubi.
We got Road Trip.
Oh yeah, I remember Road Trip and Euro Trip.
Yep, Road Trip was the better one, but
Was it Euro Trip? Was it Road Trip or Euro Trip? The one that had Scotty Doesn't Know.
Road Trip. I
Yeah,
believe.
is that
Yeah.
oddly Matt Damon doing that part, which was really fucking weird.
Yeah.
Really fucking weird.
Yeah, I completely forgot it was Matt Damon. Oh, damn. Oh, shit. No way. Well, these next ones are good. We have Heist, starring Gene Hackman and Danny DeVito
Ooh, good cast.
from 2002. So this was pretty close to Gene Hackman's retirement. Sam Rockwell,
Oh, there you go.
Delroy Lindo.
Jesus Christ, Johnny.
What do you say?
Sorry.
Hell Comes to Frogtown is amazing. Piper has an explosive pair of underwear put on him in the movie.
You're just making me want to see it more. You're just compiling like reasons Dan needs to watch this movie.
This is one I didn't expect to find in here, but we got Chinatown. Jack Nicholson, Faye Dunaway, the Roman Polanski film from 1974.
Yeah,
which
it's like
is-
a monster
so that
movie,
means-
isn't it?
50 years next year. So maybe Chinatown is definitely a movie we should look into covering. That'd be interesting. See how the tape looks. I haven't checked a lot of these tapes. Some of them have mold on them, but I'm hoping even if it has slight mold spots, they won't be too bad.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna have to test some of these.
Oh, you want to tell them about the video store you found?
Oh, I've known about it. I thought.
I don't know if you
Maybe
mentioned
I
it on
talked
here because
about
it's
it.
relevant right now.
Well,
so.
it's Grindhouse Video. I've followed them on TikTok for a while since they opened.
Yeah, we're gonna hit them up tomorrow.
Nice.
They have just like a crappy like dollar bin. Like, you want some shitty VHS?
Well, I mean, they've got all kinds of stuff. Like all kinds of stuff. Like this place is huge.
Ooh. Yeah, I gotta find some places. Next one is Shadow of the Vampire, which is the fictional telling of the making of Nosferatu. So John
Yes.
Malkovich and
I
William
rem-
Dafoe,
My mom loves this movie.
Which crazy thing is, Willem Dafoe is going to be in the new Nosferatu, which will be coming out in 2024. So it's pretty cool that he played Max Schreck in this movie, who played Nosferatu. This is an interesting one. This is one I definitely want to look into covering because it's not the actual making of it. It's like a fictional retelling of the making of the movie where it was like Max Schreck was actually a vampire.
Yeah. My mom loves this movie. She's told me about it before.
And of course,
It's a pretty cool idea.
You can't go wrong with John Malkovich. Nicolas Cage produced this movie, by the way.
Hey,
Really?
Yeah.
Nicolas Cage's like, there's my money. Make it.
Carrie Elways, Udo Kier. Pretty interesting cast. All right, I gotta find I'm running out of room here.
Start stacking them on the floor, dude. Make a bait. Make a
Well,
fort.
soon enough, I'll have my shelving all set up and I can get all these on shelves. I gotta clean them too. Next one is called Pacific Heights, a Michael Keaton film I have never heard of.
Not familiar with that one.
Yeah, it's Melanie Griffith, Matthew Modine, and Michael Keaton. Psychological thriller ooh, about two homeowners up against a pathological tenant. After restoring a Victorian house and creating 2 rental units, a young couple discovers their new tenant, Keaton, is a sadistic schemer who engages them in a menacing cat and mouse game of terror. They soon find themselves fighting to save their home, their relationship, and ultimately their lives. This came out in 1990, so this was a year after Batman, which is crazy. Yeah. She's my daughter, my sister, my daughter. Yeah, that's one I definitely want to check out. I love Michael Keaton. I'm very surprised I've never heard of this. And then I got a Chris Rock live show. Chris Rock, Bigger and Blacker.
I remember that one.
Right. We got a couple sealed James Bond films.
Oh,
we got the first one, From Russia with Love, Sean Connery.
Nice.
Pretty sweet. And then we got a Roger Moore, Live and Let Die. Live and Let Die. I just remember that song. Not surprised Nick Cage produced a vampire movie since his uncle Francis Ford Coppola did Dracula. Yeah. Yep.
That makes sense.
All right. Well, that's not even a movie. We got The Rocketeer.
I feel like that movie was everywhere, like in the early 90s. I've never seen it.
I found in a card collection I found some Rocketeer cards.
There you go.
Along with some Dick Tracy ones too.
Rocketeer has fly, tap, do 2 damage.
Oh, the next one we got another one based on a video game. We got Double Dragon.
Oh,
Robert Patrick. Oh shit. Alyssa Milano. God damn. What year did this come out? 94. Another one going to be celebrating a 30th anniversary next year. Does Double Dragon make an appearance on Dissect That Film?
Allow me to take their dick out of my mouth long enough, but Movie Dumpster did a great episode on that one.
I would love it. I love it. I think there's a lot of movies in this pile or in these piles that we should cover next year. And the fact that I found a couple that are going to be having big anniversaries next year.
You and your fucking anniversaries, dude.
Oh, shut up, Dan.
Lexa, if it's an anniversary for a movie nobody gives a shit about, nobody gives a shit about it.
Oh.
I'm good with whatever, dude. You know how I am.
I got another DVD, Enemy at the Gates.
That's a good one.
I love
That's
that
a good
movie.
one.
So I don't wanna-
Zaitsev.
Yeah, I don't want to do Double Dragon with Joey because he already did Double Dragon on Movie Dumpster, or not Movie Dumpster, on Hacked Movies. So I don't want him double dipping, you know. I got whatever the fuck this is, Rough Riders. I'm guessing this is this is a fucking
Documentary.
This is a DMX documentary.
Yeah.
DMX, the Locks.
That's how Rough Riders roll.
Plus, dude, it's the holofoil variant. It's got to be worth money.
And then we have Final Approach.
Different than Final Destination.
Looks like a movie about planes.
They go into space.
Just give me Con Air.
Hector Elizondo. Kevin McCarthy.
Hey, listen.
Interesting.
I have an idea. This is a long shot, but I have an idea. If we ever cover the Giant Claw, listen. If we ever cover the Giant Claw in the main show,
Big if
it's a fucking wonderful show. Jack Morrow and the other girl make it. Maya Faraday, whatever her name is.
Power Rangers food fight.
Oh, that one just looked
That's
like it was just dipped.
What I was going to say is, we should see if we cover that. You should reach out to James Rolfe from Cinemassacre, see if you can get him on there for that.
That would be cool.
The last one, that fucking movie.
The last one is Ollie.
Prince.
Oh,
sorry.
Is that it? Is that all you got?
That's it. That's
all
That's
good.
all
you got some zingers, dude.
Some good ones in there.
Yeah.
I gotta say, I think my favorite is between She, Ice Pirates, Double Dragon. And I want to check out that Pacific Heights, that Michael Keaton one. So that one looks interesting.
Dang it.
What?
All I can think of is the Michael Jackson memes.
Oh, shit.
Look what you've done to us, dear. Look what you've done.
But yeah, that's all of those wonderful VHSs that I got. Hopefully I'll be getting some more, but hopefully not for a bit until I get everything set up and I can put everything on shelves.
We'll see if we can score some. We'll talk about it next time too.
Yeah, we'll score some more tomorrow.
So yeah, we've done our top 5 episodes of the year, our top 5 favorite episodes. We talked about the top 10 downloaded episodes of the year. We talked about all of our guests and all the things that we did, all the movies we covered with them, and all the seriously, 2023 was the best year we've had on the show, between just number wise and just being able to do stuff like extra stuff with new people and meeting new people through social media and all that. It's just been an absolute a pleasure and honor to be able to work with other amazing podcasters, because like we said, we're a very small speck on a huge map of just thousands upon thousands of podcasts that do similar things to us. So for the fact that people download the show and listen to the show and comment on the show, share it, all that stuff, it really means a lot to us, and it's really the reason why we continue to do it, why we want to keep doing it, and the reason that we need to take a break is so that we'll continue to do it for a long time, give ourselves some time to recharge and give you guys, continue to give you guys fun shows. I'm not gonna say it's gonna be the most professional or the most, we don't want to be like other shows. We want to be ourselves, and we want to give you guys something, may not be super unique, but something that's going to be different than what you hear from other podcasts. And that's kind of our whole thing, is to do that.
You don't have to worry about me and Dan being professional.
No.
Nope, not the slightest.
Mostly Dan.
Yeah. Yep. More him.
That's true.
No Tarzan the Ape Man. Go listen to Good Times, Great Movies. That is an insane Bo Derek movie. I've heard of that one. All I think when I hear Bo Derek is Tommy Boy.
Yeah.
Yes.
You meet the coolest folks through hard work and being good-hearted folks. Yeah, Johnny, we were talking about it before you popped in, was the fact that, you're the one who introduced me to Movie Dumpster. And, but from, kind of listening to Movie Dumpster and then kind of branching off to the things, Movie Dumpster, then going over to Hack the Movies and doing things with Tony and, discovering Hack the Movies, and then, listening to Hack the Movies a lot, and then seeing, the people that they've had on their show, like Joey C, and, it's awesome. And then of course meeting Dustin through Movie Dumpster, and it's just crazy. It's just crazy how it all just kind of branches off. Like you discover so many amazing shows based off of, one show. And hopefully that's the same for us. Hopefully, being able to discover us through your favorite show, and then getting into listening to us, and, all that fun stuff. Yeah, it's amazing, Fiore, and we're so happy that you're here hanging out with us and supporting us the way you do. And seriously, it means a lot to us to have you all here and supporting us, and that's why we'll be back. It might be sad not getting a new episode every week over the course of the next 3-4 weeks, 5 weeks, depending on when we come back. But my plan is, I would like to take some stuff that we have done for the Patreon and release it to all of you, so you guys have some way of maybe holding you off until we get some new episodes out there. We do have a plan to release a previously recorded out of the Tubi that we did for Patreon, release that to the main feed, and then we're going to release our 20,000. Wait, what movie were we doing for the Monster Zone?
20,000 Leagues, or not 20,000. Beast from 20,000 Fathoms.
Beast from 20,000 Fathoms. I'm going to be releasing that episode to the public in January, because it was one that I had talked about earlier, releasing to the public because of our coverage of Godzilla '98, which takes a huge inspiration from that movie. So Definitely want you guys to listen to it. It's one of those shows. When you listen to the Monster Zone, that's a show that I don't do a lot of editing on, so you just got to take what you get, and it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. It's very similar to what we do on the core show, but it's about awesome 50s monster movies primarily. Most of the episodes we've done have been on 50s monster movies, but
yes, but it's run by us.
I mean,
Yeah, Dan and Angela.
The wheel spins.
So you get a little bit of hokiness in there because that's kind of how I am.
Yeah, Dan
We
and
get
Angela
to
host the
do the
show. I
intro.
get to sit back.
Her amazing intro.
Yeah,
Which-
it's fantastic.
I have plans for that intro.
Super
She's gonna have
thankful that you
visual.
guys
She's gonna have visual aids.
like us as much as you do. Oh, also, I just want to thank Dustin because I sometimes I forget to post things on social media when I get things, but Dustin sent me some badass stickers, some Flicks and Flicks
Yeah.
stickers.
Where's spy stickers?
Yeah, we don't have any. What the fuck, dude?
I'm just kidding.
I'm just kidding.
That's why I did it. I did
No
it
kidding.
to guilt him.
Please, thank you.
No.
No, I've been putting them on my. I have a little retro handheld that I play. It's a Miu Mini Plus. I'm not sponsored. I just like the device, and I play a lot of my old games on it. And I've been sticking stickers on it. Like I have our sticker on
That's
it.
cool.
I have. What's the other sticker I got? That
You
I
haven't
slapped
moved. I'll give you our address.
in? I have some other stickers. I've been adding my stickers to this case, so I would like to put
Yeah.
a Flicks and Friends sticker on it.
And I have a Tumblr that I use that has all our podcast stickers and stuff on it. So
Just
Yeah, I
start
got
sticker
some-
bombing my
I got so
gum.
many like I don't want to say leftover stickers, but I have a lot of stickers. Like I got a big pile from the Give Me Back my action horror movies. I got some from Doom Gen. I got some from yeah, I just have stickers everywhere, and I need other places to stick them other than my laptop's running out of space. Like I just keep sticking stickers on top of my laptop, and I'm running out of room.
Okay,
But
so
thank you.
whoever actually yes, thank you. But whoever listened to my comment I just made, don't actually sticker bomb your firearm. It's a really bad idea. Just throwing that out there. Don't sticker bomb your firearm.
I
it's
don't
not-
think
I
you'll
said
have
Listen,
to
that-
worry.
real
I don't know
life,
who's paying
real life is
attention.
different than Call of Duty, where it's like I want to put a cool sticker on my gun.
Like if you had a shot, like you put it on like the stock, yes. But if like
Yeah.
it's your grip or a metal part, please don't do that. I'm just covering my base.
Listen, no, because no, this comment because we had a child. Well, she's
Gone. now.
No.
Just kidding.
she is not doing that anymore. She stuck stickers to the wall in her brother's room, and they're still there. And this has been like
Years.
5 years ago. Yeah, don't tell your kids to do that because they will never come off.
Yes. That's
She's obsessed with stickers still, but she puts it on her stuff and not the wall.
she can sticker bomb her case now too.
I know, but she sticker bombs everything else in her room.
Yeah, and yeah, I mean, you guys have anything else you guys wanted to talk about before we get out of here?
Not really.
Is there anything
I
I
mean,
missed? Is there anything anybody else wants us to talk about before we get out for the year?
Nothing that I can think of. I don't know about wife. She's just dancing. I think she's good.
It's just the music. I just catch myself like I've caught myself like doing this, and I was like,
Any details on next season? So here is the lowdown on what is going on. We are going to be sitting down in the next couple weeks to plan out. Another thing, before I even continue that sentence, we also had to determine whether or not we're going to continue with the way that we number episodes, or if we're going to be starting a season 2, which is kind of crazy since we've done 140 episodes of the podcast. If we're just going to be doing starting with episode 140, which is would be the next episode, or if we want to start off it as season 2, episode 1. That's another thing. It's a small thing, but I'm still trying to decide whether or not what I want to do. So yeah, we're going to be meeting the next couple weeks, to plan out what movies we want to cover. We're going to be pretty much making an entire list of movies that we plan on covering. And then what we're probably going to be doing is reaching out to people who have been on the show before and other guests we want on the show, and kind of having you guys get to pick what movie you would like to come on the show to cover. Because I think it was really cool getting you guys to pick your own movies, but it also got really difficult too. So I think it would be better if we were picking the movies and then you guys just, of course, could come in and just kind of pick what you want. Also, we would love to have like multiple podcasts be on an episode. Like if there's like one person from one podcast, one person from another podcast, that like, I'm not saying like, let's have fucking 12 people on the show. No, that's chaos, and it just turns into a headache.
No, I need the battle of the Seans in one podcast, because I know that they watch like totally different movies.
Mm-hmm.
I need them to duke it out.
So yeah, that'd be funny. We're probably going to be, as of right now, I think I'm going to be retiring Slice of TV. As much as I want to do more TV stuff, it just takes too much time, and I don't know how to properly do it.
It's
also
difficult.
As the show has gone on, and as I just don't have time to watch a lot of TV. I watch a lot of movies.
Yeah.
So I think Slice of TV is going to be getting retired. But we do still want to do fresh cuts, because there's always new movies to watch. Even if we can't make to the theater all the time, there are movies that come out on streaming services that we can cover and stuff like that. But I think our primary focus is going to be the core podcast, which I think we're just going to just call it Dissect That Film. It's not going to be the Dissect That Film podcast. It's just going to be Dissect That Film, and everything kind of branches off from there, because that's what the show started off as. It was just the core podcast, and then everything kind of branched off. Slice of TV is its own show. Fresh Cuts is its own show. Out of the Tubi is its own show. It's all part of Dissect That Film, but that's the name of their shows. Where Dissect That Film, that is, when you think of that should just be the main podcast. And so just having podcast on it, I think I'm just gonna get rid of it, and it's just gonna be Dissect That Film. Johnny says we should do season 2, episode 1 format. I think it looks slightly more organized. I mean, I am not saying you are not organized.
We're not.
Johnny, you should look at my file system on my computer. I am not organized, but no, I will definitely put that into consideration. So
can I throw you all on the spot real quick?
Yeah, go for it.
What's one movie? This is not like what we're doing for sure. Is there one movie you want to talk about next year?
Wait, what?
Like a movie you want to talk about next year when we've not like sat down, just something we could just spitball.
Oh, you're talking about us answering or
us?
them?
Us. Yeah, no, just us.
Oh,
I mean, they can chat. They can speak up if they want.
I mean, Dustin wants to see you with no pants.
The Flintstones.
Absolutely. Oh, okay. The Flintstones. What about you?
That's just a random movie.
I don't know. I didn't think of this. I don't know.
I know. I'm putting you on the spot. I'll fill in for you while you're thinking about it. Okay. You can't say Fraggle Rock movie either. I don't even know if that's a thing. I don't know. I want to cover the original Gone in 60 Seconds. Like, I really want to talk about them. I'd love to talk about the sequel, but I really want to talk about the remake. But I want to talk about that.
Yes, I think that is a good episode. You would do our Disney format where we talked about both versions and kind of talk about the differences. Talk about just kind of in that same format. I think that'd be a lot of fun.
Yes. Thank you, Dustin.
Yeah, I don't know why I said the Flintstones, but I love I think it's 1994 is when that came out. So.
I think so. I've seen it in theaters.
There you go, Dan. Another anniversary.
Never ending story.
Never ending story.
Oh,
was it
Artax? I think that film. I think of Dan with no pants.
I'm just gonna think of the whole. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, go ahead. I interrupted you.
I was going to say the Artax, and I'm just going to think of the beast from Hollow Mountain. Like, get him out! Oh, God!
Oh, before I forget, there is one more Monster Zone episode for you $5 patrons. So stay tuned. It's going to be out within the next couple days. I just got to do some finishing touches on it, and it'll be out. And then Monster Zone will be taking a break in January. Just letting all of my $5 patrons know. I will be sending a message in Patreon to let you guys know that we're not doing any Monster Zone episodes in January, so you guys can figure out things, or if you just want to stay as a patron, cool. Also, the $3 tier is going to be going away. It's just going to be the $1 and the $5 tier going forward. I think I added the $3 tier. It got too much to worry about, and then I'm just going to eliminate it. No one joined it, so it didn't matter anyways. I'm just going to quick delete. But yeah,
sounds like a win to us.
Dan really wants an Only Dan spinoff pod.
Make it happen, dude. Like, keep pressuring Parker. He'll do it. I don't know what the fuck we'll talk about, but
I will find
I
you
don't know.
some nude tights that you can wear.
Nude tights with like a suspicious bulge, but it'll be really small. Like, I don't want you guys to get your fucking hopes up. I'll pack it out.
But yeah, there's this there's a lot of things. Like I said, we're gonna be planning it out. We're literally gonna be sitting down off stream and gonna be talking about like what we want to do and what movies we want to cover. We're gonna be doing a lot of stuff for like around holiday times. You know, certain holidays we're gonna be covering movies based on those holidays. We already have a couple ideas. Guess what, everybody? Leprechaun 2 is coming in 2024. We covered Leprechaun in this past year, so Leprechaun 2 will be our St. Patrick's Day episode for 2024. Yeah, it's just a lot to plan, and I kind of want to be more on top of things instead of kind of always scrambling, because my brain just can't handle all that. Also, maybe looking back into going back to doing live episodes where we actually do our regular episodes but live like this, and then I just go back and do some editing and then re-release the episode in audio form and all that stuff later on. I think it'd be a lot of fun to get people involved, or things like that. Go ahead, Dan.
We have an interesting correlation next year.
Mm-hmm.
We have 2 Friday the 13th again next year.
All right.
September and December.
Oh shit. December.
Dude, I have an idea.
We're gonna be talking about a Friday the 13th movie in December.
I have an idea for that.
Huh?
We could do Don't Hike Alone in the Snow.
Are we gonna add that to the wheel?
For the Friday the 13th. I just thought of like we can do whatever. I don't care. But if like you want to do like one set in stone, because none of the other ones ever take place in winter.
That would be
just a
cool,
thought. We
actually.
could do whatever. Just
Yeah.
spitballing.
But yeah, for our Friday the 13th episodes going forward, we're gonna be taking all the movies we haven't talked about individually. So last year we did the remake from 2009, and then we did Freddy vs. Jason, which we counted as a Friday the 13th movie.
Mm-hmm.
So when Friday the 13th come up during the year, what we're going to be doing is putting everyone we haven't covered, and we're just going to spin the wheel, and whatever it falls on, that's the one we're going to cover. We're not going to cover them in order, because to be honest, it doesn't matter. It fucking doesn't matter for this franchise. Yeah, things link up in certain trilogies and whatever, but everybody's seen these movies before. We're just going to,
It doesn't fall on my birthday though. September and December though.
September and
That's
December.
crazy.
That's weird.
Yeah, there's nothing. I just checked. There's nothing until September and December.
But
so,
like, what was it last year or the year before? It was 1, and it was in like May. I think it was
last year we had 2, so it would have been a year before that.
I think it was the year before that. It was like in May, and I was like, well, that's an odd time to have one.
Just how it falls, man.
So Fiore asks, please talk about Battle Royale next year. That is in my top 10 to 5 movies, and I'll be watching it New Year's Eve night till New Year's Day night. So Battle Royale, is that the Korean,
Japanese?
like, oh, it's Japanese? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's kind of like a Squid Game type thing, right?
Or Hunger Games.
Or Hunger Games, yeah.
Yeah, similar kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's literally they put a bunch of them like high school students, allegedly, if I remember correctly, and they kind of like survive. Whoever wins, you have to kill the other people, or something like that.
Interesting.
I remember there was a lot of hype around it. Yeah.
Live episodes, yeah. So like we do live episodes. This is what this is. We do our month end live streams. But I would love, when we first started the podcast way back when, every episode was done live on Twitch. We Twitch streamed every episode, and then I would just cut the audio and release it later on. And so I think it would be fun to go back to maybe doing that, kind of giving it more of a raw feeling. And then like if, I could just go in there and edit like pauses and shit like that and clips and stuff like that later on, where it might cut down my editing time. I think that would be quite fun, because that's one thing I would love to do, is cut down the editing time.
Yes.
Yeah.
But also I do want to do more stuff on the YouTube channel. I would love to get the YouTube channel a lot more popping. So any suggestions for what you'd like to see over on YouTube, please let us know, because we'd like to take your suggestions and consider them. And because YouTube is kind of just like kind of an afterthought. I kind of just I upload the video form of the of the podcast up there, and then I kind of just go from there. I have been doing the premieres the last 3 weeks, which is something
cool.
we never did. I think I did it once, like a year and a half ago, but I hadn't done it in a while. And so getting the podcast episodes edited and ready to go enough to do it, it's been fun. It's, we're just kind of dipping our toes in. So, we get some people popping in, which we appreciate, but I'd like to be able to do things down the road.
One of us.
So,
if I can forward or take Fiore's question here and Dustin's. Yes, I do know that, and I was well aware of Battle Royale years before the Hunger Games was a fucking thing. I'm just trying to think of something that most people could correlate with what Battle Royale is. But yeah, Battle Royale's been around for fucking ever.
When did it come out?
Late 90s, baby.
2000.
2000. Okay, so it's close. I remember I used to order back in the day when I used to get bootleg Godzilla VHSs and DVDs. I used to use the thing called Daikaiju Video. This is before they were officially released in the States, and I remember always seeing Battle Royale in that catalog. So this would have been around like 2001, 2002-ish. So
it's on Tubi right now.
There you go. You can watch it for free. Wink.
But yeah, that's I feel like that's all I got. We don't really have a lot planned at this current moment, so you just got to stay tuned, and we'll let you guys know what's coming down the road and what movies we're going to be covering. We're not going to be sharing the entire year's worth of movies to you all, but you guys will know when we're back, when we're going to be recording. We usually like to get Twitter or Instagram involved in whatever movies we're talking about. That's something else I'm probably going to look into changing as well, but I'm not going to go too deep into that. But yeah, thank you everybody so much for being here. This was an absolute blast to get to hang out with everybody in chat, to get to hang out with Dan and Angela one more time before the end of the year, to talk about VHS, to talk about everything that's happened with the show this year. Just make sure you if you love our show, make sure you're sharing, letting people know about the show. We'd love to get more new listeners and bring in some new folks in to discover the show. And just keep doing what you're doing, because you guys kick ass, and you guys have definitely helped us get to where we're at right now. And we're looking forward to 2024 and what it's going to bring, and all the fun new things we're going to be venturing out on. This will be the last, like I stated earlier in the episode, this will be the last time you're going to hear me on this mic. And some people are like, wow, that mic actually sounds really good. And I was like, I know, but there's other things I want to do other than just podcasting. And so I decided to finally upgrade to an XLR mic. So I bought this beautiful Audio Technica AT2 2040. And so now I just need to figure out how the fuck it works. And now I can finally use this mixer that has been collecting dust for fucking like 6 or 7 months. It's just been sitting there.
I know.
We have one that's sitting in there with 2 microphones for how long? Like 5 years?
Yeah, it's been a while.
So in 2024, we're all gonna have new mics, talking on new things. So you're gonna be listening to me on this butte. I'm 20.
Yeah, when we do our meeting, remind us, so we'll get that set up so we can test it out on the meeting.
Yeah, absolutely. Make some Michael Bay jokes while at it.
Absolutely, we can.
Never go wrong. Hey, if we cover the Transformers franchise, there'll be a lot of fucking Michael Bay jokes. Have fun, relaxing. Can't wait for your return, Johnny. We appreciate you, man. We appreciate you so
guys
much. Fucking. But yeah, thank you, everybody. You guys all rock. Dan and Angela, thank you for dealing with me for all this time.
No, thank you for dealing with him.
Yes, for me. Yes, just me. Nobody else.
Yeah, this is just, it's been so much fun, guys. I as much as this break is needed, and it's gonna suck. It's gonna be weird to, it's been weird because we haven't recorded anything in 2 weeks. We recorded our last Monster Zone episode for the year, which like I said, will be out in the next couple days. And yeah, it's been weird, and it's gonna be a couple more weeks with it before we even sit down and do this again to do our planning, and then probably a few weeks after that will be when we record again to get back to business. I got a lot of shit to do. I got a new room I got to finally build. So when we're back, I'm not going to be in this fucking spot anymore.
Good.
I hate it here.
We'll still be in this fucking spot.
Yeah. This is our spot forever.
It's a nice
this hole
spot,
is made
though.
for
this
us.
is not a nice spot. I don't like this spot. I'm surrounded just by a mess. It's literally movies stacked everywhere around me. I'm
Well,
like
Make
consumed.
it sound like a bad thing.
Maybe we'll get our sound stuff put up.
Oh, the sound editor? No,
Yeah.
probably not.
I said maybe.
I know. We'll get our sound.
Fiore.
We got to get our soundboard.
Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody.
Yes, thank you guys.
Yeah. Before I go, I want to thank our patrons. We have Billy Joseph Jr., Andrew Schoening, Jason or Nerdrovert, Dustin from the Flicks from Friends podcast. We have Angela and Dan from DNA Gaming, Doom Generation, Eric Stein, Johnny, Robert Stewart, Rudy 5453, the Baron's Hideout podcast, and then we got some free members too, which we appreciate you. Yes, you can sign up for free for 7 days. Test out the Patreon. So
Yeah, dude.
That's my second.
Dip your toe.
That's
your
my-
one toe.
That's my
Yeah.
third favorite thing.
It
Yeah.
is.
really great. So we got Bucket of
Ah.
Chum, the Shark Movie podcast, great podcast. I
Bucket
listen to
Chum.
them. Hilarious. He watches a lot of really bad shark movies.
Sounds like a winner to me.
We got Charles, our man Charles, and then we have the official Joey C. Thank you all so much for joining the Patreon.
Thank you.
Like I said, got some fun things on the horizon for Patreon. Make sure that all of that money is well spent, because we definitely want to make sure that you guys are getting your money's worth. And we appreciate your support, even if you're just there to give us a little bit of something to help us, pay for things. We appreciate you. If you don't listen to anything that we put on the Patreon, you do whatever you got to do, and we appreciate all your support. But if you want to become a patron, become a member of the Dissect That Film Patreon, make sure to go to patreon.com/dissect that film. We have a $1 tier and a $5 tier where you can support the show in any way you can, or you can join for free for 7 days and kind of dip your toe into what we do and what's to come for the show. So
Yes, become a disciple of dissection.
yes, we need to come up with a cool community name.
I just did.
Disciple of Dissection. All right.
No, I just run with it. I just went. I'm just
well,
thinking Resident Evil 4. I've
We'll
been
workshop
dealing with
that.
the Los
We'll workshop
Illuminados. Nah, it sounds like a solid no right
Yeah,
there.
we have time to talk. Yeah.
Yeah.
I always feel like I'm forgetting something,
You'll remember,
but I'll
after
probably
you.
remember it after I end the stream.
Absolutely.
All right, everybody.
Happy
I
New
think
Year,
that's-
everybody.
That's about it. Yes, Happy New Year, everybody. Thank you again for being amazing. And until next time, I am Brett Parker. That is Dan and Angela of DNA Gaming. We are Dissect That Film, and this has been the final Dissect That Film Live of 2023. We'll see y'all again next year. Bye-bye.
Bye.